What is going on, everyone? How's the world treating you? I hope you're doing good. In case you don't know, I do a live stream at least a couple Saturdays a month on this channel. Lately, people have been asking me for haunted places videos. Now, I agree that's an incredibly interesting subject for this channel. I mean, hauntings happen everywhere in this country, and actually around the world. We're no different. I did a video about hauntings in Portland when I first started doing YouTube, and you know, it really didn't get any views. I was a little disappointed on that one. I thought that one would blow up. It didn't. But life goes on. I was new at it. Maybe that was the problem. Anyway, I agree we need a few more haunting videos on this channel. Every time I go to Honesdale, Pennsylvania, I stay at the Hotel Wayne, which is supposedly haunted. So much so that a couple of those ghost hunter type shows have been there and filmed in the hotel. It's gotta be haunted, actually. Washington Irving used to hang out there, and he's the guy who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow for the literary challenge out there. A haunting video is what we'll do in October, you know, closer to Halloween and stuff like that. That's when you do haunting stuff. You don't really do it in the middle of May. Until then, I thought we'd do a video along the same lines. Towns with creatures or beings from American folklore. You know, things like Bigfoot, Yeti, Loch Ness monsters in Scotland or something, but you know, that type of thing. And I know some of you out there right now are saying Bigfoot is real, he's not a legend or folklore, he's real. Stop typing. I get it. He may be real for all I know, but I remain skeptical about the whole thing. Actually, I stay skeptical about everything until I talk to it, meet it, touch it, or wrestle it, I guess. I don't know. Bigfoot won't be in this video for two reasons. Number one, I did a video already a couple months back about it. It did okay. And number two, everybody else has done a video about Bigfoot. I mean, everyone. He has been done to death on every form of media. Television, movies, video, YouTube, anything. There's YouTube videos, books, whatever. With all that being said, why don't we take a look at some places with some really scary stuff in my top 10 places with creatures from American folklore. Number 10. The Bear Lake Monster. With sightings along the Utah-Idaho border, you have the Bear Lake Monster. This serpent-like creature has been a Native American legend forever and was first spotted by Mormon colonizers in 1868. As a matter of fact, an 1868 article in the Desert News announced that, and I quote, "The Indians have a tradition concerning a strange serpent-like creature inhabiting the waters of Bear Lake. Now it seems this water devil, as the Indians call it, has again made an appearance. A number of our white settlers declare they have seen it with their own eyes." End of quote. Of course, like things were back in the day, nobody really believed the Indians till the white people started seeing it. It's just the way it was back then. These days, it's more of a joke and a tourist type thing for the area. The Bear Lake Monster also appeared in Animal Planet's The Lost Tapes. It was a drama series, in which it is depicted as similar to a crocodile or a mosasaur. Here's a picture of a mosasaur. Number 9. The Mothman. This is a staple of West Virginia folklore. The Mothman is described as a human with owl-like features and giant wings. You'd think he'd have moth features, right? They do things different in West Virginia, I guess. On November 12, 1966, 5 men who were digging a grave at a cemetery, I mean, that's where you dig graves, I imagine, unless you're like a serial killer. Anyway, they claim to have seen a man-like figure fly low from a tree over their heads. During the next few days, other people reported similar sightings. After the December 15th, 1967 collapse of the Silver Bridge and the deaths of 46 people, the incidents gave rise to the legend and connected the Mothman sightings to the bridge collapse. The rumors and stories went on for years, books were written, movies were made. This creature is just part of West Virginia. The 2002 movie was pretty good, I gotta admit. He always seems to show up right before bad things happen. Number 8. The White Lady, Hawaii. The White Lady is also known as Pele. While Pele assumes various forms, she is perhaps best known and most feared when she's taking on the shape of a woman with long white hair. She sometimes shows up old, she sometimes shows up young, both homeless looking and sometimes rich. She roams from island to island. People say she asks for favors, like a ride someplace. This is to test the kindness of strangers. Failing to pick up the White Lady or neglecting to greet her with aloha results in bad things and heartache and catastrophes, things like that. My son's girlfriend is from Hawaii and she told me all about this one. She said, "Give this woman a ride or bad things happen to you." She said bad things happen to you. She also said that if you don't pick her up and you have bacon in the car or pork or whatever, bad things happen. Now, oddly enough, that's the same thing with my cousin's wife. Don't pass her with bacon or buffalo wings. She'll run after your car and shoulder block you off the road. Number 7. The Honey Island Swamp Monster, Louisiana. This Louisiana legend is said to be about 7 feet tall with gray hair and glowing eyes, sometimes yellow, sometimes say it's red eyes. It was first spotted by a wildlife photographer in 1963, and a film reel featuring the creature was allegedly found in the photographer's possessions after his death in 1980. The creature is described as a biped and is accompanied with a disgusting smell. Wow, sounds like my cousin's wife again. Anyway, footprints supposedly left by the creature have 3 webbed toes, so it's not like Bigfoot. It's got webbed toes. And that's according to local myth. But many stories exist about this creature. According to legend, it was a traveling circus that train crashed near there and a group of chimpanzees escaped and interbred with the local alligator population for some reason. Because they mix so well. You often see in different parts of the wild that, you got monkeys and alligators hanging out all the time, picking ticks off each other. They do it so often. Anyway, the Honey Island Swamp Monster in Louisiana it's entertaining to read about. I'd suggest looking that one up. Number 6. The Fresno Nightcrawlers in California. Also known as the Fresno Aliens, these long-legged creatures were first recorded in California by a surveillance video. Since then, a Native American tribe has pointed out that they have wood carvings that look similar to these creatures that were caught on film. Now, this indicates that they've been around a while. Take a look at the video. If you've ever been to Fresno at night, you know that this is one of the least disturbing things you could run into on the streets of Fresno late at night. Number 5. Hug and Molly, Abbeville, Alabama. Alabama legend says that this specter chases kids who are out after dark to squeeze them and scream in their ears. This is also what a lot of elderly people do to their grandkids. She never harms anyone, but the thought of a hug from Hug and Molly is enough to make kids keep to their curfew. Hug and Molly first showed up around the start of the 20th century and has roots in Irish folklore, back before hugging unsuspecting strangers was just fun and games. Speaking of that, some dude in Baton Rouge, Louisiana was dressing up like Hugging Molly and groping good-looking girls around town in the early 2000s. That's a guy thinking out of the box. Number 4. The Fouke Monster, Arkansas. In Arkansas folklore, this tall, shaggy monster has a troublesome hobby of killing local livestock. It even has its own docudrama, The Legend of Boggy Creek, which was released in 1972. I saw this some years after it was released. Scared the crap out of me. I must have been 11 or 12. I spent my informative years making a list of things I don't need to do anymore. This movie made me add no going into the swamps. Like Jaws made me add don't go boating with hard-drinking cops, marine biologists, and angry fishermen. Some accounts describe the Fouke monster as running with a gallop type thing going on, while it swings its arm wildly like a monkey. Reports also describe it as having a terrible odor, the odor being described as a combination of a skunk and a wet dog getting its hair permed, and having bright red eyes the size of silver dollars. Apparently, if you live in a swamp, you smell and your eyes glow. I don't know why. That's just what's going on in America's swamps. Number 3. The Pope Lick Monster, Kentucky. This goat, man, sheep hybrid is one of Kentucky's strangest inhabitants. The creature is said to use hypnosis to lead its victims to their demise. The Pope Lick Monster is a legendary part man, part goat, part sheep, part-time flute player for Jethro Tull, and is reported to live beneath a railroad trestle bridge over the Pope Lick Creek in the Fisherville neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky. There have been a number of deaths and accidents on this trestle since its construction, and this flute-playing weirdo is always taking the rap. Number 2. The Windigo, the Great Lakes region. Originating in Algonquin folklore, this evil cannibalistic entity lurks in the Great Lake regions of the United States and is associated with cold weather and famine. The Windigo may appear as a monster with some characteristics of a human, or as a spirit that's possessed a human and made them become basically the monster. The creature has like 20 different names, similar to Windigo. It just depends on which Native American people you're talking to or reading about. The Windigo is historically associated with murder, insatiable greed, and cultural taboos. So basically, it's like a Charlie Sheen circa 2011 if Charlie Sheen was a serial killer as well. And before we get to number 1, don't forget towards the end of the video there's a poll where you can answer it, help out with data for future videos. It'll pop up in the upper right corner of the video, usually with about 10 seconds left in the video. And number 1, the Jersey Devil, New Jersey. The origins of the Jersey Devil go back to the 1700s when a woman named Jane Leeds gave birth to her 13th child. By all accounts, the child was born normal, but turned into a devil-looking creature, killed the midwife, and flew out the window. No word if he ever hung out with Charlie Sheen in the 2000s. Tales of the Jersey Devil are so popular, the state named its hockey team after the beast. The legendary creature is said to inhabit the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there's a bunch of versions of it. I actually saw one where they said it looked like Snooki with wings from the Jersey Shore. Now, if you ever watched the X-Files, one of my favorite episodes was about the Jersey Devil. It was amazing. Scared the crap out of me. There have been many claims of sightings and occurrences involving the Jersey Devil. According to legend, while visiting the Hanover Mill Works to inspect his cannonballs being forged, Commodore Stephen Decatur sighted a flying creature and fired a cannonball directly at it. No effect. And if you've ever seen cannonballs being fired, they're not very accurate, just like that story, I'm sure. Alright, so that's the top 10 places with creatures from American folklore. I know this is a little bit strange one, but I thought we'd do it. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys got some information out of it. Most importantly, I hope you're entertained by this. Don't forget all the links below. Hit that like button, hit that little bell, and subscribe. I appreciate you watching my channel. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.